Watch PunkTV.ca for all the best modern rock videos and interviews.
All right, I'm Dixon Christie here from PunkTV.ca. We're about to talk to members of the Hollywood Undead.
They don't care. They know it's illegal. They don't care. But I'll tell you what happened. The truck driver was whacked in by the...
We're Hollywood Undead, and this is PunkTV.ca.
Let's watch this city burn. Let's watch this city burn.
Tell us about Hollywood Undead and the live persona, the mask, and everything. What's that all about?
Live, we only use the mask for a couple songs. The conception of the mask was more for a visual aspect as far as photography and stuff like that went. We wanted something that could strike people visually as well as sonically with the music, so that's why we came up with the mask idea. So we do wear them during a couple songs to kind of get that vibe going, but the majority of the set is played without the masks. Okay,
you guys formed in 2005, and I was following you guys on MySpace. I think you did a single with Jeffree Star. Okay, first of all, tell us about working with Jeffree Star.
There's nothing really much to say about that. At the time, we were just making songs, and he was affiliated with some of the guys in the band, and he did a track. So.
Okay.
And then later on, J-Dog, one of our guys in the band, beat him up at some bar, and I haven't seen him since.
For talking crap.
Do you care to tell us what kind of crap he was talking? He talks a lot.
I don't know what he was saying. I mean, he was just saying this, and I honestly don't know. I mean, he's way off my radar. So, but he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I guess Jay had a smooth buzz going and decided to beat him up. I don't know.
Okay. You guys took a while to release your album. Probably one of the biggest bands that's ever come out of MySpace. You guys took 3 years to really do this album and then start touring it.
That's actually a pretty common misconception, is that we took 3 years to make the record. We made the record within 8 months to a year, but we went through political situations with labels where we had to censor certain things, which we didn't want to do because we had taken so much effort into putting it out there. So we were going back and forth from label to label to label until we finally found A&M who would actually release it pretty much as is. We had to take one song off. So that was the key. And then every band has a MySpace page. A lot of people go, "Oh, you guys came off I don't understand why people say that, because every band that I know of has a MySpace page. We're just another one of them. I don't understand that affiliation. Well, I mean, we're just a better band than most bands, in my opinion. That's the way I look at it.
I know you guys took off your counter off there. I know you can't see how many friends you've got on there, but I imagine you've got 750,000 friends by now and 10 million views.
Something like that, I don't know.
Friends?
Yeah.
It's almost 600,000.
Okay.
But I mean, regardless, like he's saying, MySpace, you can't really predict who's gonna like you and who's not gonna like you.
And you don't know who out of those people, because it's free to go on MySpace and listen to a song.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're paying for it, So
or come to your shows.
A lot of those aren't necessarily your fans. They may be your friends on MySpace, but doesn't mean they're going to go pay to watch a show. And that was always the misconception there's bands on MySpace with a lot more friends than us. You know what I mean? So, MySpace, the affiliation with us and them, I've never really understood, but the media I understand why they grasp onto that, because MySpace is a huge, culture setting thing. And, we were, for whatever reason, we got junted into that from the beginning, but I never understood it because we went through the traditional manners of getting signed as well. We sent CDs out to label like every band does. We played, we showcased, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, we got stuck with the MySpace thing. I don't use MySpace.
I was gonna say it did help when we played places or countries that our record's not out in.
Yeah.
Yes, MySpace and the internet, let's just say in general, was a tool to get it out there to people.
That's how most people find music these days.
I know, I can tell it kind of pisses you guys off. You probably ask that every single day. Maybe you're being asked about transitioning from MySpace to being you're a huge band due in part to
Well, it's true. No, you have to give the internet itself credit because that's how people find music now. We don't get pissed off, but I just don't understand the affiliation because it's insulting when I've been in a band since I was, a teenager, like literally like a decade. And I put in all this work and grassroots stuff and playing in a lockout and lugging our equipment to shows, blah, blah, blah. And someone goes, oh, you guys got big off MySpace. Like, that's actually all it took. Oh, I made a song, I put it on MySpace, and we're in a big band. Like, and it discounts all the work that you have to put in. And when you're putting in that work, there's no guarantee of any success. So you really put your ass on the line to make music and stuff. Because it's not like if you go to college for 7 years, you're going to get a job afterwards. You have no idea what's going to come next. So it kind of discounts the risk that we took in saying, okay, I'm not going to go through the traditional paths of life, and we're going to put it all on the line, and maybe it'll work and maybe it won't. The fact that it did, it sucks when people go, oh, you just put a song on MySpace and you blew up. How the fuck do people, how do people think that we learned how to write music? You think we just did it overnight? No, I mean, it takes a lot of time and effort, and I find it a little bit personally insulting because people forget that,
MySpace too, like you said, and you guys had to do it one step at a time like everybody else. It's not like somebody came around, gave you $1 million, and all of a sudden you were...
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. I mean, actually, we got $500,000 when we got signed, and it was funny because we never had any money, so I mean, that was a bad move because like all of a sudden you got 50 grand in the bank. You're like, wow, and you think people think the struggle's over once you get signed. They don't understand. That's when the struggle really begins. I mean, at first, you get all this money, you think your CD, and then the money's gone within 6 months, and there's no end in sight to like we're all of a sudden going back to labels we went with before we signed with Interscope, or like going back to Atlantic who want to buy, and it's like, I thought it was over. I thought the struggle was, but that's really when it started. And even now, I mean, we're touring, we're doing what we want to do, but it's all just a challenge to me because it's never going to be enough. You want to,
growing,
yeah,
bigger and bigger,
Yeah. And get your music to as many people as you can. And I mean, I want to be able to do this for the rest of my life. It's not like a fleeting thing for me. So, it's a roll of the dice, All
right, so let's talk about the album. You guys are still, touring the album Swan Songs. Traditionally, the term Swan Song has meant for many bands the final song,
right.
The best song, the final song that everyone remembers. Tell us about the album and the choice of the name.
Actually, I mean, the reason we named it Swan Songs was I had a thought that, because we'd gone through all this stuff to get this one CD out, and like you look at the CD and it's 14 songs, like why was this so difficult to put out? And we had to go through so much stuff to get out there that by the time it was actually coming out, I didn't know what was going to come after. So I thought Swan, the last noise, we're ever going to make, who knows? And it was very finalized for me, and I didn't know what was going to happen after. So to us, it was just our opus. It was like everything we'd gone through up to that point on one CD. Let's get it behind us. Let's go do something else. But that was really what triggered the whole thing,
Watch PunkTV.ca for all the best modern rock videos and interviews.